Okay, this worked out very well. This is a 5/16 halyard going into a 3/8 thick halyard. Watch, you can see it's thicker. Got it up, it's up on a 40-foot pole. Now I got to put the flags on there and stuff, but I was worried about changing this out because I read that you can use electrical tape and just tape it. And I says, well, I don't trust that. And I think that's better maybe if you're just using a smaller pole or smaller halyard. Well, I sewed it. I used a thread and polyester outdoor thread, known as cotton thread, real strong stuff. Sewed the two ends together, and then I tested. I did a bunch of, sewing back and forth between these two things, between the two ends. Tied a knot every time I made a loop, double knot. Tested it by pulling on it really hard. Then I put this tape over it, but I sliced it so it's not as wide. As you can see, I didn't use the full width of this because this had to go over the wheel on the top, and it was kind of clunky getting it over there, but once I got it over there, I was home free. So this 5/16 old halyard is about 5 years old. This 3/8 one is galvanized steel wire core. It shouldn't go nowhere, you know what I mean? It's not going to break. It's 650 pounds. Working load. It's a thicker halyard, plus it's got the galvanized steel core in it. So I'm going to be flying two flags on this 40-foot pole, an 8x12 and a 5x8. The 5x8 is going to be an extra lightweight one, so it's not going to be that much more stress. But now I got to put the carbiner hooks on here and stuff. But I'm home free. I was very worried about this because if you screwed this up, you'd have to take the whole pole down. Even though it's a tilt down pole, it's going to be a lot of work. You'd have to use the ratchet puller and the guide ropes and all this other junk. So that's done. It does work, but don't just use electrical tape. And I think the Gorilla Tape, outdoor Gorilla Tape, is overkill. That stuff right there. But use this, and don't use cotton thread. Use outdoor polyester nylon or polyester thread. The stuff you don't break in your hand. You sew that from one end to the other. Just make lots of loops, and then put a knot in each loop. So you just put the needle through. You got to use the needle nose vice grip sometimes to get it through the rope, and sew it on all the way around. So it probably could have stood like a couple 100 pounds of weight. That's how freaking strong I made it. I was really. You're better off doing it right than doing it wrong, because if you do it wrong and the thing comes apart when you're trying to change this, you're in for a lot of work.